Hi, my name's Ellie, welcome to my channel, and we're playing with makeup again, because what else are we gonna do? With doing my multichrome collection, I want to do some more looks with the multichrome, some with the ones that I haven't used as much. So today I want to use these three. So this is a glitter multichrome in ornamental. Actually, let me take them out. So this I'm going to try and use for my inner corner. I'm going to hopefully be able to pack it on with my fingers and show you guys the way I like to use them that way. And then I have two of the hybrids. I have much anxiety for dropping things. I don't know why the square pan seems to make it much harder for me to hold things. It just does. I don't know why it makes me so anxious, but it just does. So I have Chalice, which is kind of a goldy green duochrome, and Shard, which is like a blue purple. I think these together on the lid are going to make something very nice. And I'm trying to work myself into doing more structured looks with the multichromes because I did it yesterday with what I'm now pretty sure are duochromes. I think that's my fault. Terra Moon has several sections on their site showing different formulas, and I for some reason thought that the chameleons were all going to be multichromes, and I think some of them are, but not all of them. Because I do have an area for the extreme multichromes, which holds like the ones I expect multichromes to be, the ones that are more, you know, a lot of color shift, very strong changes in all of that, you know, very specific and decisive colors that you can pick out each one. And then they have the chameleons, where some of them look like they're multichromes, and I think the two that I got are just more duochromes than multichromes, and I don't think I was in the right area to be being like, oh, these are supposed to be multichromes. No, they're just shifty shades, sometimes shifting a couple, sometimes shifting more, and I'm perfectly happy with that. I just fail at reading the proper descriptions and sites, so disregard all of my, oh, these seem more like duochromes. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they are just duochromes, and I don't know how to read websites, because they have a multichrome section, and those are not in it. So, they are very pretty duochromes, but I did like the fun I had coming up with a look that framed them. I think the look turned out really well, so I'm gonna see if I can spread that into some of my other multichromes so that I can play with more on camera and go into my preferences for applying. And hopefully I can get a little better at applying them with my fingers in a structured look, and we will have more fun. Ooh, that was graceful. Just choke on your own saliva. Everybody does that. That's fine. It's not weird at all. So yeah, putting on primer, putting on my base shades, and then I'm gonna have to pick crease. I didn't think that through. I went and I pulled them out and I picked the three that I wanted to use, and I sat down and did my foundation, and I didn't really think about what I was going to frame them with. And I feel like I should be doing more framing shadows than just pulling out what I used yesterday. We'll see what comes to mind while I finish up my base shades. Because I have some pretty neutral mattes in there, but I kind of want something a little extra. And I don't really know if there's anything in here I'd want to use. Like, there's very nice, easy to use shadows, but I don't think it's quite what I want. I think I might, I think I might use these. This is my Natasha Denona Minis, and I do like this, and I think if we paired it with either this one or this one, we could get some nice framing for that. So, 2 for 1, because I've been meaning to use that one on camera for you guys. That'll work. That will work quite well. Putting on my little brow bone shimmer, which that's too much, but it's fine. We'll just blend it out, and nobody will know other than the fact that I just said it was too much. So in taking the sifter off and kind of shaking the shade that I'm panning around so that I could show you guys on the other video, how far down I was, it all ended up in one side, which makes it a lot harder to pick up. So I'm going to flatten it for next time. Okay. We have a plan, kind of, a little bit. It's only Wednesday. I got another, more than half a week until I can go back to work. So let's start with what is probably flint. This brown. I'm just going to put that in my crease. I have had varying opinions about Natasha Denona mattes. When I first got that Lila palette, I was a little confused by the mattes because a lot of her mattes end up darker on the lid than what I was expecting, and I wasn't as used to starting small and then blending out. I was putting it on like this, moving to a small kind of pencil-y fluff blender brush, and then going over it and blending out the edges has really changed the way I apply and approach different mattes, and has helped me a lot, which it shouldn't have been such a complicated fix of realizing that if I have small eyes with not as much eyelid space, I can't put as much eyeshadow on, and I can't use stuff like this to apply every single base I want to put, or crease shade I want to put on my eyelid. But it took a long time. And I'm not nearly as likely to blend all the way up to my brow like I had been doing on a lot of different looks. And I really am liking the way things turn out with this new place and then feather out type plan. So, step 1, get it down. Step 2, go over it with a brush with no product to soften out the edges. Step 3, take big fluffy brush with just a little bit of product and softly go over and then blend in. And that has been doing a lot of the hard work for me. Oh, and if you can hear people in the neighborhood messing around and or construction, that is because both my windows are open, and that's because it's really nice outside. I like it. So, next plan. We're gonna go in with, I think this one, Raisin, matches the tone, like the proper purple tone. Like, I know that this one has more blue in it, and that is a blue-purple duochrome, but I think this one matches the tone of the purple in the multichrome, because these are multichromes. Kind of. The glitter multichromes don't always do as much color shiftiness as like some of those really strong multichromes, the jeweled ones. So I'm just taking Raisin on halves. I really liked the way that ended up framing stuff yesterday, so I'm only going to really take it into half when I'm placing the color. I feel like it does good things for my eye shape to do it this way. I used to like place my mat like on the outer edge of the lid as well, but I feel like as long as I have that darker shimmer shade when I'm doing my lid, it doesn't really need as much. So, fluffing over and seeing how smooth we can make those lines. And of course this eye decides to water it a little bit, like an asshole. Okay, let's try and put these on my eye with fingers, because I'm not super good at it, but practice makes perfect. So, we're going to go with the outer half first, and just kind of pat and buff. And that was pretty successful, I believe. Quite nice. Let's see if we can do it on the other side without causing as much issue. Blend it a little further in. So on initial application, this one looks a lot like a duochrome that I have, but I know from the different angles on my finger that it is more multi-dimensional than that one. Okay, on my middle finger, we're going in with the gold, hopefully to success. Oh, they're blending cool. I know, I'm way too close for you to see anything, but that is how I control myself. Especially since on ones like this one, I can't really get the same angle on both. And I'm gonna get some in places I don't really want it, like I always end up getting some on the lower lash line on this eye when I use my fingers. It just is the way it is. So now we're gonna keep patting and building to make sure that the blend is nice. And making sure there's not too much product. There's something about that middle blend that's bringing out like the green tones in both of them that I like a lot. Oh, wrong one. I think it's turning out really cool. We're going to clean up the crease in a second, but we're going to be extra careful and use itty bitty pinky finger for the inner corner with that glitter multichrome. Just patting and blending and getting way too much on the lower lash line, and then hoping for the best on there's not a good angle for this. And that would be because I'm going to go ahead and use my pinky finger on my other hand. I don't like doing that, but it gets a better angle than trying to go in with the pinky from this finger. Sorry. I am not left-handed, so that always ends up kind of wonky. Still pretty. Quite pretty. Okay. So, those are on. I look a little messy. Sorry. I do like to wipe my fingers off before I forget because I will touch something on my face. But I got a nice swatch of the glitter multichrome. Okay, now I'm gonna run crease brush over the edges to make sure that any excess is knocked off, which it does a pretty good job of not adhering too much onto these that it would be problematic. I think the eyes turned out pretty cool. So, we are closing this up. We are moving on to face products and hoping that I can get glitter fallout off. Yes. Not that I mind glitter fallout, and this would be the less horrible glitter fallout to use. Getting like gold glitter fallout is not a big deal for me, but the darker one, that blue, purple, green, would be a lot more annoying. Okay, so, moderately successful. I'm gonna move you guys a little closer in, just because I feel like I can. I can also throw my brushes. Good idea. Good idea, Ellen. So, I like how this turned out. Hopefully, I'm going to try and get you guys closer once I finish up my face so you can see the way that looks on the face, like how smooth the glitter ends up sitting. Because there is glitter in the hybrids. They're not as chunky as some of the really chunky ones, but it is a glitter formula. I'm gonna have to pick. Turned out real cool. The blend's better on that eye, but still real cool looking. I should stop just staring at myself and do the rest of my makeup so y'all can get along with your day. One of these days, my hair is not going to get in the way of me blending in my bronzer. That day's going to be when I shave my head, but one of these days. I'm trying so hard not to do ridiculous things with my hair because, A, I've been trying to grow it out, B, if things do not go well with my company, like they haven't been going well with some companies during the outbreak, I need to be interview ready, where weirdly cut hair and or unique colors are not as interview friendly. Same way I generally take out my septum piercing in interviews until I know the dress code, so we'll go through all that. I'll get my actual skills and personality through, and then once I've been offered the job and we talk about the dress code is when I let them know about my septum piercing, and because it is something I can hide without a lot of trouble, which I don't know if you guys have ever had one. If you have the split ring, sometimes you need to open it a little further it to do what I'm about to do, but you can just pop it inside your nose, and it's not uncomfortable. It's a little weird because you can feel it, not in a bad way, but you can definitely feel it inside your nose. But normally I will have it flipped in for the interviews, and then we start talking about dress code and all those other questions is when I'll be like, well, you know, I have a nose piercing. As you can see, I can hide it. I just like to know whether or not I can wear it to the office. And it hasn't been an issue yet. Although I have had people who really didn't know what a nose piercing was. Like, I would, if I had taken it fully out for the interview back before I just switched it over to this, because sometimes it's hard to remember to take it out. And if I have other jewelry that is like a full ring or a D-ring that doesn't allow me to flip it in, I don't always want to have that and be messing with trying to pop it loose and out for the interview. So sometimes I'll just take it all the way off so I don't forget, because it's gone. It can't be accidentally in my face if it's all the way taken out. And my piercing is old enough that I don't have to worry about that closing. Anyway, so I hide that for interviews, just like I, and most people, dress a little bit more conservative, do, you know, more neutral makeup, all of that stuff in order to have a good plan on being as presentable as possible for interviews, just because I can look extra careful, extra conservative. Not that it's my favorite day-to-day look, but showing up with a shaved head is a bit harder to hide in a potential job interview if when I go back in half a week the company's not doing well enough and they start laying people off. Because, I don't know if it's just the location that I was at, but the company I did leave for this new job, I believe they are closing the location I was at, if not the whole company. I still have to check in. I saw, you know, a Facebook post, but I haven't actually spoken to my previous coworkers about the nitty-gritty, and I'm curious. I'm always curious. But since they're all going through something right now, I don't want to poke in just trying to get answers. I do need to check in that everybody's alright, though. Because I have friends and people that I was still on good terms with when I left there, and I want to make sure they're alright. I feel like most of them had a plan. Should always have a plan. It's good to be loyal to companies, but it's also good to have a plan in case the company does not value you or be as loyal to you as you are to them. Because I have been seeing a lot of people responding about their opinions on their company's responses to COVID-19. And yeah, it's reminding people that you can like your bosses, you can like the goal of your company, and still not end up in the best place in these types of scenarios. Because it's a business, and there are not so great decisions to be made for a lot of that. Especially since a lot of companies aren't making the money they used to during this outbreak. Whose kid is just grunting weirdly? Could be any of them, because there's a bunch of kids home on this street. you can see the tip is not. I ordered a brow pencil, so if this takes longer to grow back in than I thought it was going to, we'll have more brow stuff to do. And just because I've been doing my brows the same way for a couple of years now, so it'll be fun to involve some new products. Yeah, it wasn't my goal to order more makeup really, but I'm about done with one foundation. I want to mix some powders for my next powder. I think I should be good on primers, and I just opened mascara, so that should be good for a couple months. And I don't expect, even if there is an absolute continuation and like a long outage of certain products, and maybe stores and the warehouses don't function for a while, I can just not wear makeup. I do not absolutely need makeup, and if I do, you know, need a powder or a foundation or something really basic, the grocery stores in my area that are open do have makeup sections, like small little makeup sections where I could acquire one of those things, or several of those things. Okay. I think I want to mix Pink Heart with Vanilla Quartz. I think that's what I want to do for my highlighter. Like, I wish I had a stronger purple base tone to match the fun outer corner. But I think maybe I will. Maybe I'll use a little bit of Blue Moon and mix it with Vanilla Quartz. Like, Purple Horseshoe would have been fantastic for this look, but we'll make do. Blue Moon is still kind of purpley blue. A little bit of purple. We'll add a little more, since we're gonna cover it with a gold anyway. Maybe we just leave it. No, I said I'm going to. So let's try it, especially since I haven't used Vanilla Quartz in a couple days. We'll pick up some. Just kind of hit the cheekbone. I think that's a good idea. We will find out. I don't think it did anything that I was hoping it would, but it doesn't look bad. Yeah, I know, way too much spraying. Still not so good at moderating my sprays. I am gonna bring you guys in for the eyes before mascara, just because you think you can see it better, and that gives me something to do while everything's drying. So yeah, you can see that strong blue purple and a little bit of the green at the crease. It's just, you can see kind of the brownie base of both of them on that eye. I think it turned out awesome. The highlighter's not bad. Oh, I think it's cool. I think it's very cool. Oh, this is making me much more optimistic. I had fallen into a bit of a rut in just using multichromes as single shadow looks, and I think pairing them up is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how it's going to work with the jeweled ones because they are so opaque and strong, but we will see. We will put on some mascara. I will need to pick a lip soon. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, we'll use Dread. Now that I know where Dread is, we'll use Dread. Dread's a very good, quick choice. Yeah, so. If I was more confident in the security of my job, I might do something fun with my hair. I'm kind of saving shaving my head for like a proper hair catastrophe. I have yet to have something so bad that I'm like not even worried about fixing my hair or correcting the tone or dealing with the damage or like conditioning it. Just shave it. One of these days is gonna be the something's so wrong with my hair I can't salvage it. Good reason to shave my head. Or, so I don't really know. I'm sure there's a way to counteract a perm or grow it out. That might be when we shave my head. When I don't want to deal with curly hair anymore after having permed it. Maybe I'll shave it after that so I can just grow out a whole different anything. Hopefully. It's on the list. We are shaving the head at some point. I just don't know when exactly I want to fit it in. Eventually. Mascara 1 is on. Time for mascara 2. Sorry, I know you guys don't want to see me fuss with my lashes for minutes on end, but I get very particular about the placement and I still end up with like clumps. So maybe once they're dried I'll do that thing where I drag a lash comb through them to stop them being so spider-leggy. I feel like I've been using mainly volume instead of lengthening mascaras for the last couple rounds, and other than poking myself in the eye, It left me not as confident with what to do with these. Spider-leggy beginnings to mascara. Like, I like that the lashes are longer. I'm just not used to it anymore. So, while that is drying and I'm preparing to mess with them in a second, we will do lipstick. So, we decided on Dread. And of course I'm picking every other Anastasia other than Dread. I have 4 of them and I picked up all 3 before picking up the one I wanted. I kind of wish for these they'd put like a band around the bottom of the lid that matches or is similar to the color. I think that'd be a really good way to differentiate them, because even if on the bottom it doesn't have like a color sticker, it just has the name. My lips are a little dry, so this is going to be a little rough. Oh, I think that turned out real cool looking. Okay, we're going to do a quick brush through with the spoolie end. Do some last minute separating of my lashes. Yeah, they're as good as they're gonna get. Let the hair down, even though I've kind of been liking the partial updo. My hair's, this 3rd day hair since I'm trying to wash my hair less. Also means that it's a little weird. But yeah, that is the finished look. I think it turned out really cool. I think this is hopefully going to help me find some more ways to use them. Do you want to try and... I bet I can do this with a more colorful combination, because that's been orange and purple and gold and purple have been really approachable color combinations for me. Maybe tomorrow we will try something more interesting. Let's see what we got. Oh no, oh no. So, if I pull up handy dandy box of Multichromes, I feel like we could get away with some stuff. I don't really know if I want to mix like a jeweled multichrome with a hybrid or a glitter or anything. But maybe we could try... I feel like a lot of the lighter ones are either pinks or golds. And a lot of the deeper ones are purple tones, just because that is easier to do. Ha! So much for my elaborate plans. But I think I could get away with... No, not really. The 3 darker ones here have a lot of... I guess there's a green. The green's not quite as deep as I was hoping. Maybe we'll do a glitter and a something else tomorrow. Maybe we won't. Who knows? I wonder if... Let me just swatch some shit. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. No. The jeweled multichrome is just so much deeper than that one, so we'd have to do one of the lighter ones, which the lighter ones are more gold toned. Like even this one, which I was considering. Has a lot of goldy pink in it. I don't know. Because like even this one, it has a lot of black in the base, and that I'm not sure it's going to be the best for an inner corner color trying to blend into something else. Like, very pretty, but just not quite as bright as I might want the inner corner to be. We will see. We will see what's happening. Maybe we'll just have a boring day where I do... No, I should stop thinking on camera and let you guys go. And we will figure this out tomorrow when I have another face of makeup to do. But hopefully this helps you see the application I prefer for these and how the hybrids look, especially in comparison to a glitter right next to them. I think they're good. I think they're, if you weren't as prepared for like the aggressive color of the jeweled multichromes, the hybrids are a good choice, which I think is why they made them, so that you can have a colorful multichrome choice without as much of a strong base, which I think is literally what they wanted. I'm gonna go. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you another time, and hopefully we'll have some type of plan for tomorrow. I think it's just gonna end up being like the day of the multichromes or the week of the multichromes, because it's fun. I'm liking them. I'm feeling more inspired now that I can pair them together with less worry and make kind of office appropriate looks. I would happily wear this to the office. I feel like it turned out really cool. Oh, and very pretty. Even though I used like the two most boring shades from here. I didn't use the champagne. I didn't use linen like I thought I would, but very pretty. Nice additions. I still haven't decided if this, in my opinion, is to add to the Lila palette or a stripped down version of the Lila palette, because there is no brown in the Lila palette, and I think that's a good addition to the palette. And I thought that these were kind of going to be like, oh, these are the more purpley toned mattes that we're missing, but we have purple toned mattes in the Lila palette. We don't really have this strong of a blue, and our lid, our like inner corner is a bit frostier than this. So I don't know if this is, I still haven't decided if I feel like this is supposed to be an addition to the Lila palette to kind of like flesh it out, or a stripped down version of the colors, because these aren't all colors. None of these colors are in the Lila palette as far as I know. No. None of those are Lila palette colors, so I don't know. Let's, for comparison, just flip on the Lila palette. Because the Lila is a lot more pinky purple than that. Yeah, like we have a reddish brown, it's different. We have a purple. I guess this one's kind of blue purple. It's just, it never goes as blue as that little shade. I'm gonna stop going. This is 40 something minutes. Thank you for putting up with me. I will see you tomorrow. If you have a request on how you would like to see multichromes used, or a pairing that you want to see, or something you want me to attempt. If you just want to see a couple of them as single shadow, you know, pop looks, let me know. Hopefully we will have time to put some stuff in, because I'm having fun. Bye.